3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome to the show. Just got a newsletter from my old school, Alberta Bible College, from Calgary, letting us know that 25% of all Canadians say they go to church at least once a month. And they gave us a website we can go to, Pew Forum, who has done some research across Canada on religion. And Pew Forum found out that in the past decade, the Protestant church has dropped from 41% of Canadians identifying to be Protestant to 27%. And of that 27%, they only say they go to church once a month. So, as we see it, the church is in a decline here in Canada. Less and less people are going to church or identifying with church or losing their faith. In fact, many of the younger generation don't even know the basics of what faith is or what it is Christians believe, what it is we believe. So, what is the answer to this? I was reading through the Bible, a book that the Protestants should be reading, and Hebrews 5:12 was something I came across. It says, this is Paul, or the writer of this book, I guess that's disputed a bit, in verse 12 saying, you have been believers so long now that you ought to be teaching others. And I thought, this is probably a great verse for the church today in Canada. Why? Because the demographic of many of the people in the church today are older, people who have been there for a while. So they ought to be teaching others, if maybe, perhaps. Maybe that's what Paul would be saying to the church today in Canada. You ought to be teaching others. You have been believers now for a while. And he goes on to say that babies need milk and they cannot eat solid food. And essentially that the Christians who have been around for a while need to have baby's milk again because they forgot the basics. And they can't eat solid food. They should be eating solid food by now, but they can't. So they need to start getting milk again. They can mature up so they can know the difference between right and wrong.
Right or wrong? Didn't get you.
And essentially so that they can go teach others about the faith. I will say I do think we have an extraordinary faith, a great faith tradition that has beauty, that has wonder, that has amazement, that's helped us personally grow as humans, that's helped our families grow, that's helped society grow. I think there is something to say there. I don't think people know that, and I'm not even sure if Christians feel very proud of the heritage, the tradition of their own faith, and just how rich it is. Maybe we need to go back to that and begin passing that on, because I think that it would be selfish. It'd be selfish to keep this rich tradition, this rich faith we have to ourselves.
Mine, you understand? Mine! All mine! Get back in there! Down, down, down! Go!
So we must pass it on and let others benefit it from us as well. I'd predict that most people, when they hear about faith, Christianity, or religion, may have negative connotations that the media has put across and possibly done a pretty good job at. But we know that there is much more, and so I think today that's what we need to do. We need to go out and we need to understand our own faith and how rich it is, and let others in on that. I mean, why not? Have a good day, and we'll see you next time. Jason Taff.